Get ready for a topic that divides the NASCAR world like few others. The playoff format. Is it a true test of greatness or an artificial obstacle course? Let's dive into the heated debate that's left even Jeff Burton, one of NASCAR's most respected voices, feeling a bit exasperated. Few people have seen more of NASCAR's evolution up close than Jeff Burton. Since breaking onto the scene in 1988, Burton tallied almost 700 Cup starts, notching 21 victories before shifting gears to television, where he spent the last decade as one of NBC's lead NASCAR analysts. So when Burton speaks on how the sport crowns its champion, people pay attention, and he has strong feelings on the mounting criticisms of NASCAR's current playoff system. Rumblings are growing that change is on the horizon, especially regarding the controversial structure of the championship round. Many insiders believe an announcement could be imminent about moving away from the current format, possibly expanding the final showdown to more than just a single climactic race. Burton doesn't mince words about the legitimacy of past champions, regardless of what the rulebook says. "Let's get something straight," he explained. "Championships are earned within the structure given. If the rules change, that doesn't invalidate the hard-won titles of those who conquered under former systems. The best are the ones who adapt. That's sports, plain and simple." But here's where it gets controversial. Critics argue the playoffs don't crown the best driver of the season, and some claim motorsports should be different than stick-and-ball sports with playoffs. Burton acknowledges that perspective with empathy. Sure, you could argue the playoff doesn't always reward the most consistent season. People say motorsports isn't like football or basketball. And yes, every sport has unique quirks and complications, injuries, unpredictable variables. But that's precisely why these systems exist, to challenge competitors differently. A particular flashpoint has been the recent title wins by drivers like Joey Logano, whose 2024 championship came despite an average finish well outside the spotlight. Some claim these results diminish the meaning of a title, but for Burton, that argument doesn't hold water. "I reject the idea that these aren't real champions," he asserted. "If we switch to a longer championship round, I'd be fine with it. There are reasonable points on both sides. But let's not put down what these teams managed to accomplish under an incredibly high-pressure system. The pit crews, the drivers, every person involved in winning a title, their efforts don't deserve to be minimized. And this is the part most people miss. Changing the rules might address some issues, but will it quiet the critics? Burton suspects not. He points out that as long as unpredictable events can take out a dominant contender, someone will always call the system unfair. Look at football. Sometimes the best regular season team doesn't win the Super Bowl. Is their season worthless? Every championship sport faces this dilemma. I've seen how hard it is to be the last one standing, and I'll never diminish a champion, regardless of the system. Let's rewind. NASCAR's championship format has been anything but static. For decades, a season-long points system reigned. In 2004, after a season where consistency, not wins, gave Matt Kenseth a title with just one victory, NASCAR unveiled the 10-race chase to inject more drama. After Jimmy Johnson ran off 5 straight chase crowns, further tweaks came, rewarding race winners and raising the stakes. The current multi-round win and advance playoff amplifies unpredictability, but also controversy, as teams with the most consistent seasons aren't always crowned champions. In fact, Team Penske has claimed 3 consecutive championships under this system, occasionally outpacing season-long favorites. Burton sees history repeating itself, recalling Benny Parsons' 1973 championship win with only a single race finished on the lead lap. He did exactly what was needed to win. That shouldn't take away from his achievement, Burton emphasized, suggesting that the criteria may change, but the pressure and resolve required remain the same. The push for more excitement is rooted in fan demand. Some years under the old system, the last race barely mattered. People wanted stakes and drama, a true championship battle to the end, Burton explained. Racing was the outlier. the only major sport without a playoff. It made sense to close that gap. But why should motorsports be exempt from a process every other sport uses to crown a champion? That's a question I'm still waiting for someone to answer. No matter your stance, one thing is clear. The era of one-race championship finales may be nearing its end. Rumors hint that from 2026 forward, Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, and Homestead, Miami could all host decisive championship battles in a multi-race final round. So, what do you think? Does the playoff format unfairly distort who really deserves the crown? Or is adapting to knockout pressure what proves a true NASCAR champion? Should motorsports stand alone, or follow the example of every other major sport with a high-stakes playoff? Tell us your thoughts. Do you agree with Burton, or is it time for NASCAR to hit the reset button? The debate is raging, and your voice belongs in it.